Charlie Bahama Show. Charlie Bahama Show. Charlie Bahama Show. Charlie Bahama Show. Charlie Bahama Show.
It's the Charlie Bahama Show. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the Charlie Bahama Show. I am your boy Charlie Bahama, and we are here in New York City. So I had to come up here, and I figured let me bring you for the ride up here. And
That's so funny, bro. That's from the Bahamas.
oh my God, Gift. It's your boy Giveton from the Bahamas. Giveton,
How you
what's
feeling?
up, man? I'm doing great. I
Yeah.
mean, what a coincidence to run into you in New York City, man.
Okay. What are you doing here now?
I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing now. I'm gonna be doing a show with Giveton, okay? You guys gotta come on back, because we're gonna do a show with Giveton. This is so cool.
You gotta meet my friend Emmanuel,
I'm
man.
doing Emmanuel.
We
Good
just
to
got
meet
done
you.
doing some playing. You know, this guy is the next upcoming sax great out here in New York City. You know, you gotta check him out too.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is amazing.
Thank
well,
you.
listen, come on back, because we're gonna have Giveton on the show right here from New York City. You ready?
You ready?
Let's go. Come on back. Let's go. Oh man. The Charlie Bahama Show is brought to you by KFC. Ignite your senses with the exciting flavors of KFC. The Charlie Bahama Show will be right back. Keep up with all things Charlie Bahama by following Charlie Bahama on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Get behind-the-scenes access to Bahamian and international celebrities, along with travel info, tips, photography, and video. Like, share, and follow Charlie Bahama on all social media platforms. And subscribe to our Charlie Bahama YouTube page to catch up on all past episodes and bonus clips. You can also go to charliebahama.com anytime. We always keep the lights on. The Charlie Bahama Show. All that same flair with a little less hair.
Yeah.
They say that when it hits you, it hits you. A feeling so strong that it's impossible not to give into. A juicy piece of KFC. To feel elevated by the aroma and to free fall into its exciting flavor. Some call it love, attraction, desire. We call it KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Hey, welcome back to the Charlie Bahama Show here in New York City, and I'm so happy to run into my boy Bahamian trumpet legend in my mind, soon to be, okay? I'm putting it out there, Giveton. And Matt, it's such a surprise to run into you in New York. Now, the last time when you were on the show, we had to do it via Zoom.
COVID times and everything, yeah.
Yeah, so that was fun, but this is even better, because now I feel like I'm in the cave, man. This is like the creative cave. I almost feel like I could play something good here. And thank you for letting me the hat, in New York. I didn't have my hat with me, but this is a cooler hat. This is like cool, Charlie Bahama hat. So
Yeah,
I feel cool.
it's like the jazz hat.
There you go. So the last time we spoke, the album had just come out, and I was happy to be able to, my friend over in Belgium, played it on the radio, and they still love it over there. But you've just been, playing shows all over the place, and I mean, like you're headed off tomorrow. So we're so happy we were able to get you on the show now, and then you come back, and then you go in somewhere else. So tell me how it's been here in New York, because, hey, as what I think it was what's his name? Who Frank Sinatra said, if you could make it here, you can make it anywhere, but it's hard. So tell me about the journey here so far.
The journey here so far is definitely at a different stage than when I first came here, because when you first come to New York, that's the point I think is probably the hardest, because you're trying to build a network, you're trying to meet people, you're trying to collaborate with people. But now I got to do a little bit more of that, and so and of course with the album coming out recently, so people are getting to know me a little bit more, and so I've been able to do a lot more traveling nowadays, and New York is a good base to have, if you want to travel out to Europe. So recently, my most recent trip to Europe was in Amsterdam and Rotterdam. I did the North Sea Jazz Festival, and the time I went before that was in Israel. So,
Wow.
yeah. So, but it's been really fun to, go out, come back, and then New York kind of becomes a place where I get some grounding too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also we're like in this little creative hub. We're gonna, in the next segment, last time we didn't get you to play, but in the next segment, I hope you grace us with a little bit of this. And also, not only Adrian D'Aguilar, who just, was I guess sort of a mentor for you in the Bahamas.
Absolutely.
But then you have another legend up here, Winton.
Yes.
Who, we were trying to get on the show, but he's like you,
probably
he's
in
all over the
Europe.
place.
Yeah, he's probably in Europe right now.
So how has it been, how has he been to help you out here in New York?
He's been so instrumental because, just having the co-sign from somebody like that, is also a big deal because, he can be at any part of the world and, he probably might be talking about you to someone else. And so it's just that in itself, I definitely appreciate. He has called me for a few things. He called me for his birthday show at the Jazz and Lincoln Center. It was like the reopening since COVID, and it was like the first major show, and he had a few other of my peers on trumpet as well, and that was like a big deal. They had like a whole spread on New York Times about it. So yeah, and he's always encouraging me, and I'm hitting him up and and checking up on what's going on with him. So yeah, I'm really fortunate to have that relationship.
Yeah, and just for those who may not know, when we say Winton, we ain't talking about Winton Gibson or Winton, we talking about Winton Marsalis.
Winton Marsalis, yes.
The legend, him and his brother. And wasn't his father also?
Oh, yeah.
So it's a legendary
also
family.
just passed, rest his soul, during the COVID period as well.
Yeah. So that's who we mean when we say Winton, because, Giveton here is connected, and that name Giveton, man, that's a star name.
Thank you.
I mean, think about that. I mean,
my parents came up with it.
they put you on that path to stardom from the beginning.
I know, right? Yeah.
And also talking about another up and coming, just blasting out of the gates is John.
Yes.
John Batiste. So
Yes.
I know you've worked a bit with him as well. How's that been?
That's probably been one of the most, special things because the first time John ever reached out to me was to play at the Village Vanguard, which is one of the most prestigious jazz venues, in the world. It's actually probably the most, prestigious. And I was like, what? And, I hadn't really known him that well. And it's like, you trust me to play with you there. And he ended up recording that show and ended up releasing the albums from that show, and then from there he would just always call me because he's kind of become someone that understands that that I am trying to present like a unique type of thing in terms of my sound, and he's someone that has the ability to see that. He's someone that not only just me, he knows of the younger musicians that are coming up, and he's always looking out, and he's kind of picking them up and bringing them on these shows, and I meet a lot of them, through that too.
Yeah,
he's really a superstar, and I feel like people are now seeing that from this past year's Grammy.
Right.
But it's just he's also very inspiring. He's like someone like Prince, and he also looks up to people like that. Where when we go to do recording sessions, he's the one. He's there the whole time. You leave, he's still there, and it's just like.
Yeah.
The work never stopped kind of thing,
Yeah.
But it's like that's the kind of energy of the guys that are really out here, at the top of it. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our first break, and then when we come back, we could talk a little bit about the music, but also if you could grace us with a little,
a
something.
little Yeah.
A little something.
I was warming up a little bit before. So.
Oh, good. Good. All right, Charlie Bahama, we'll be back with the Giveton. The Charlie Bahama Show is brought to you by KFC. Ignite your senses with the exciting flavors of KFC.
If you want more Charlie Bahama, go to any of our social media pages or subscribe to the Charlie Bahama YouTube page.
The islands of the Bahamas. Fly away.
Hey, welcome back to the Charlie Bahama Show. Your boy Charlie Bahama here with Giveton Jellin. Is it Jellin or
Jellin, yeah,
Jellin,
that's
okay.
exactly it, yeah.
Because I just call you Giveton. So, but up here in New York, in his little creative hub studio where you all make some of the magic happen. And so, before we get a little treat, tell me like the style of music, like what you would call Giveton,
So yeah, I have this thing that I like to think about. I call it like the musical DNA, and it's like the music that you heard at the very young stages of life, and it kind of sets a musical taste for music that you might be interested in later on in life. And I think for me, it's a combination of the music that I heard when I was first coming up and first falling in love with music. And so I think that's a combination of Bahamian music, Haitian music, popular dance hall music, combination of R&B, obviously, jazz. I think that's probably a major foundation of it, and then gospel, like church. So I think that when I go and I write or when I even play trumpet, I think that that's always a frame of reference that I have.
I mean, the album is just fantastic. But I notice also, because I've seen you, post stuff about your creative juices flowing and stuff like that. And I don't know, a lot about trumpet, so I may be sounding stupid sometimes. I actually play drums. But you do a lot of improv as well. It seems like trumpet folks, at least you see the Miles Davis is like just improv. Is that what you get off on a lot?
I think if anything, that was always a main point for me in terms of when I really got interested in jazz and when I started playing with Adrian was, to also not just build my ability to play the trumpet like a technician,
right,
or, my ability also to have other tools in music, like to be able to read, but it was to have the real ability to improvise, because a lot of the best musicians are improvisers, and improvising is essentially composing, right? And a lot of the people like Beethoven, and we hear a lot of rumors that those guys back then, they only started notating things because they wanted other people to join along, and they wanted a quicker way to get the information passed down. But they were traditionally improvisers as well, So Beethoven could just get on a piano at any given point in time and just say, oh, let me just play what I'm feeling right now. And that is a really special ability, and that's what jazz encourages.
So what are you feeling right now?
Good question.
Let's
All
hear
right,
what
let's
he's
see.
feeling. Oh yeah, what a treat! I know people looking at my face because you when you hear that, it's like you got the stink face on. It's like because it's so amazing.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh,
Yes, sir,
Gideon.
yes, sir.
You guys got a treat today. Let me tell you, and you can pick up the album also. Where can they find the album?
So you can find it on all streaming platforms. Also, my website at giftonjellin.com has it available, physical and also online version. Yeah, and other than that,
I'm gonna put that info under as we talk.
That's no problem.
Yeah, but this ain't over. We're gonna go to another break, and
Okay.
then when I walked in here, you said you also play the keyboards, which I did not know.
yeah, I mean it's essential for me because I'm not just a trumpet player. I'm also a writer, and I believe that for me to be able to push my musical vision and really make it vivid is for me to be able to write as well.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go, and we come back. We could be downstairs in the other part of the creative. This is a creative
Yeah.
hive, man. This is a hive. We're gonna be down there, and we're gonna have Giveton on the keyboards. So come on back, Charlie Bahama. The Charlie Bahama Show is brought to you by KFC. Ignite your senses with the exciting flavors of KFC.
If you want more Charlie Bahama, go to any of our social media pages or subscribe to the Charlie Bahama YouTube page.
Hey, welcome back to the Charlie Bahama Show, and now we're downstairs in the other part of the creative hive here with Giveton. And Giveton, we're down here at the keyboard because you said, even though I know you as trumpet, I didn't know you play keyboards, but you say this is how you sort of write originally. You start writing on the keyboard.
Yeah. So as I was saying before, in terms of in jazz, having a relationship with the piano is very important, and I was very fortunate to have that relationship early on because in church I played piano for the church, and so
take us to church first before we go. Hey, what did you used to play in the church?
maybe something like say Amazing Grace, so we'd be say something like.
So you put a little improvisation on that?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's it coming out from Amazing Grace. That's really cool. That's really cool. So tell me a little bit about then the process of writing a song that ends up for trumpet.
Yeah, and so I was probably talking to you a little bit before about how the composition process works and how there has to be some level of consistency when it comes to writing, because it's something where you have to fetch for something else. You have to fetch for something creative, and some of the best writers spent a lot of time writing every day, and or at least very consistently. And so I try to spend that time writing material, and I call it creative processes. And basically after a while of doing that, I go and I compile all the material I have, and then I pick the strongest material, and then I use that strong material, and then I actually rework it. So I rework it it looks something like this, and then that becomes a product I feel is probably ready for people to hear. So it's a process, it's a rigorous process, but when done right, it can probably lead you to better results.
Mm-hmm. So what are you working on now? You said you were...
So this one is called War. I've been working on this one, so I have 2 parts for it. And it's basically, I'm just trying to create a feeling. And so an idea would be, this goes something like this. Messed it up, but
wait now that's fine because that's the creative process.
That's the creative
right?
process.
You have to mess up to get
to
it
get
right.
it right. Yes,
Right.
And that's the thing. So it goes from something like let me say oh shoot. say, wait. That's it, yeah.
You know, this is amazing because we're seeing the process. Like you're doing that. No. Oh, no.
Yeah,
No,
'cause
now. But you know, that's art. I mean, the reality is, and well, you know better than me probably. You cannot create new things without going in a different direction. Which you know, even I mean, I consider myself sort of an artist in visuals, right? And even with editing or doing visuals, sometimes it like goes and it doesn't work, but sometimes you find something new. So that I mean, just being here in this process is
But
just
that's
feels
the thing.
good.
Yeah, it's about really vetting all the options that you can possibly come across.
Yeah.
And that's the process of spending time with it. And that process of spending time with it, it then start to reveal more to you.
Yeah.
Because you go through those process of making a mistake and then having to figure out that mistake. So it's like I like to think of making a song is like figuring out a puzzle, and it's only when you finally bring all the pieces together, you know when it's ready. You know what I mean? There's a certain thing. You know,
I feel
and
it.
even people that don't even know too much about music, when they hear the final product compared to where it was before, it's like, oh yeah, you finished that puzzle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a thing. So.
Well, Giveton, man, listen, thank you so much for inviting us into your creative space. It's been an honor to watch your path, and this is just the beginning. So I'm doing this interview with you for my career, right? 'Cause I got to catch him before he becomes the next Miles Davis, and stuff. I can say I was there when.
No, it's anytime, man, anytime.
Yeah, for sure. So and. Don't worry, I'll give you your hat back.
Hey, you got it for today.
All right, so, hey, Charlie Bahama, we'll be right back to end out the show.
If you want more Charlie Bahama, go to any of our social media pages or subscribe to the Charlie Bahama YouTube page.
They say that when it hits you. A feeling so strong that it's impossible not to give into. A juicy piece of KFC. To feel elevated by the aroma and to free fall into its exciting flavor. Some call it love, attraction, desire. We call it KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Well, thanks for watching the Charlie Bahama Show this week here in New York City, and what a treat to run into Giveton up here. That just like put the cherry on the top of this cake. And listen, man, I'm so happy you came for this ride. And when we're not on the air, remember, go to our Charlie Bahama YouTube page and please follow us there, subscribe, help us build that Charlie Bahama lifestyle, the family, okay? So go to the YouTube and subscribe, and also follow us at Instagram because, I do a lot of behind the scenes here and stuff. So at Charlie Bahama, the Instagram, you can follow us there and, just keep this Charlie Bahama vibe going, okay? So until next week, peace, love, and, be safe.
Charlie Bahama Show. 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 Charlie Bahama